It's another Thursday evening. Good evening to you and welcome to this special program brought to you by Government Communications and Information System, as well as the Department of Justice and Constitutional Development. Tonight, we are talking Digoloto, but not those big skulls, those smaller ones, small claims court. We're going to be knowing more about what the small claims courts do, where do you find them, how can you access them, and as well as talk to you and find out what are some of the difficulties you have in terms of claiming those small monies. Mhlambe omunye wakutshontshe imbuzi the other time and then you settled it by saying I was on 2,000 rand. The next thing, 2 years goes down the line and 2,000 rand and you don't know even how to put interest on it. So tonight, welcome to it. You can dial us on 0800 142 446, 0800 142 446. And tonight we are talking to Ntate Zakhele Ntsibande. And Ntate Zakhele Ntsibande is working with a small claims court. And thank you, Ntate Ntsibande, for taking time to talk to us tonight. And welcome to the program.
Thank you, sir. I'm pleased to be here in the studio this evening to discuss the small claims court, which is the court that, as it states, is for small claims.
Yes, we will definitely get into exploring how small is small and how big is small. 0800 142 446, 0800 142 446. We are creating awareness on small claim courts in South Africa. As we know that the Department of Justice and Constitutional Development is actually making sure that you as a South African, you know your rights through the Let's Talk Justice. Thank you to all the radio stations that are taking part in this program tonight. And in Limpopo, we have Zebediela, ZBFM, Turf, Comrade Tsepo, Sikukuni, Energy FM, Univen, Malamulele, Mohodi, as well as Moleji FM. Ntate Ntsibande, let's just talk about small claims court. When did they start? How long have we been having them? Give us a background.
The small claims court have been created by the Act. Now, the Act was promulgated in 1984. So since then, the small claims have been operating. So they started bit by bit as from 1984, very few courts existed in South Africa. Now, but as of now, we found that in most townships, there are courts that have been built, and so far the small claims also operate in those in those courts.
All right. Now, would you say that they are also available in all these outside the cities, like your main cities like Johannesburg, Cape Town, Durban? Do we find them maybe, say, go Kotiako Venda?
Yes, we do. We do. Yeah, but it's only that in so-called rural areas, you might find that there's one court that service a number of areas or villages. It's unlike in the cities where each and every city has got its own court, and then also in most townships there are courts. But in those areas, yes, there are, but they are very few.
All right. And now, these small claims court, who can access them and on what basis? How small is the small amount that needs to be claimed in the small claims court? Yes.
No, currently the maximum money that you can claim is 15,000. From time to time, the Minister of Justice will increase the amount in which the people can claim. So every person has got an access to that, especially those claims that are less than 15,000, where it's not necessary that you employ an attorney or a lawyer, as may be called, in order to assist you in your claim. So in this regard, it meant for those people who cannot afford the services of legal attorneys, therefore they can use the small claims, which is very people's friendly.
Yes.
It's not like that formal court. It's very informal per se. Yes.
Now, accessibility, you already alluded to the fact that it's quite affordable, which I would like to believe that there is some sort of payment that you will need to make. Accessibility in terms of finances, in terms of people to assist with the procedures and all that stuff. Accessibility, just take us through it, because many people think they will just come in there, get into the door and say that I'm here to tell you that Levi owes me 10,000 rands.
All right. The process is very simple. What you do, you go to in the courts, there will be an office for a small claims people. And then what happens there is that they will they will listen to your story, and then they will help you to fill up the form, the letter of demand. Now, with the letter of demand, you have to take the letter of demand. It depends on the area you stay. You can either send it to the defendant via a post office or by registered mail, or in some areas the police do assist, or you can also use the services of the sheriff. That's where the cost comes in. When you use the sheriff will obviously charge you, but for obtaining the letter of demand, you don't need to pay anything to the court or to the clerk or to the officer who will be assisting you in filling up that letter of demand.
All right. If you want to be talking to us, discussing small claims court tonight, if you have just joined us, my name is Mosotho Stone, and you are on the right radio station as we speak right now, because you probably know somebody, or you know even yourself, you are involved in some small claim. You might not even know that it's a small claim, because lomoto koleti mbuzi okolota puri muto. Assets, money, what is small claim in terms of the court requirements or the court expectations?
Right. It always depends on what the demand you want. So in most cases, or most claims that are being made is with regard to money being owed, money borrowed. Now, the other cases that are escalating is those cases that involves where somebody will ask a friend to buy clothes with using that person's account, and thereafter the person does not want to pay the clothing account and the likes. Those are major claims, and those claims, although in terms of the jurisdiction of the claims court, what we called wage claims are excluded, or any claims which is labor related is excluded. But there are those people that you find out a person has hired another person for what we call, especially in the township, a piece job. So it's not a formal labor contract.
Gardening for him.
Yes, and then promise to pay him some money, and thereafter the person is no longer willing to pay or has got some excuses. Those are major claims that we receive.
All right. And maybe give us a scenario of one or two cases where successfully somebody actually got to successfully claim their asset or their finance from the other. If you have, maybe just give us a scenario of such kind of successes.
It's going to be difficult, but there are a lot.
Too many of them.
Yes, there are a lot, because most of the cases that the person wins is where the person has hired another person to do the job. So there's always a proof. There's also cases where people have claimed for the collisions where there's motor car accidents and the likes. And then as long as the claim is less than 15,000, then the person comes. So in normal those cases, what we will require, people to bring photos. Now there's advancing technology. When there's an accident, they will take photos, get the accident report, and then brought it to court. And then you also have to bring the quotation of the damages that were sustained.
All right. Okay. 0800 142 446. That's the voice of our guest tonight, talking small claims court, Mr. Zakhele Ntsibande. Now my name is Mosotho Stone, so we'll be together up until 5 minutes past 7. Let's go to Cape Town and speak to Fatima. Hello, Fatima. Oh, Fatima Bagiti. All right, maybe fly over to Klerksdorp. Leave Cape Town and go into Klerksdorp. Morana Tsepo. Le kae malo? Awa, nkabe le kwele man. Morena.
Ntate ke go ba ntate mo man. Go le nteng e dile en dira galang. Gore go ta go tlhaganya posi ya gore mo ya go fitla go mo train court. Go e yo nteng because na go ntse ke tsa gala gore gona le ntse gore magi se ne ba di re ke le bota la ga.
Okay.
Aba ba ntse ha ya di ga go le di ba di re ba ba le ba ga le se di and then abata go gonna after 3 days incident di dira se after 4 days abata go gonna di le bota la ga.
Morana Tshepo e ka re gara go utlwa sentletle a gore boeletsenyana ga nyane ntate Ntsibande a khona utlwa sentle. Sorry about that.
Yeah, okay. Abare di le bota la ga and then if you go gonna after 4 days ya incident day abata remember that day di tira no to le bota la and then I went go le boteng ya go le inspect go di thupe mo kae. And then I don't inspect. I want to bump using that sign or something. This is about something. That's easier to level. And then we about a little bit of it. We are going to have to inspect. I want to bring you to that. And I want to point out that I can't tell but if you more into your reputation, and then I demand that with the patele for the battle. From there, ke re mana ke go patelang go tsena mo bota le tsheng pele se ya go go patela le tshepatsi and re sa dimalane ka ditse
kana bua ka le bota lotlhe jano
bua ka le bota le kgaolang jarta ke
ke ra gona re bua ka lone lotlhe jano kgotsa phisinyane o ithutsi
o bua ka le bota lotlhe
ja okay tswela pele malo
galema dilo a go na le gore le bota le di phila se di tshwara le bota
yes
If you do it, I have an couple of ways, and I want to say nothing. Because I did my line up until after I think 3 weeks or 2 to hear someone to think on court or just give a small thing called to quote Marisa in a certain amount. Now I give you about that amount, I don't know. And then I try to make someone starting to refuse to court. But then until the country, I don't tell a while. The country are ridiculous. I could be a daily almost a thing to have to do. I keep up with her half of my local people or quite Halam daily or because the hospital go to the commissioner of the court. Into more political commissioner of the Rosaka. This is the problem. Maybe because of now, anything I say because I got another job. Maybe because for people to the hospital. I got to but because how is it? I got witness to take up the
okay.
Get a event of Salome, but the procedure as we say that we can look at the matter in the 6,000 of not into a bond tank or the figure of the moment. That's the first question. The second question is, when I live in Tehore, Motahu Kolopashe, I don't know, can I interest in more things for the Tapata Lambranta Koyi, maybe Ungota 5,000. Very just more than what we have to Tapata Lambranta Koyi. Is it being for the Hana Mutazi Tapata Lambranta Rodina mo 5,000 ba patala 10 rand go di go di apa until go se fela
okay ke tsona fela morena Tshepo right
ke tsona fela so di le hanta ta kan karaba go se go ne di ke consent ka tsone thata le gana.
All right re lebogile morena, thank you so much. Noni's going on with the hands and stuff. Maybe if you write for me, I'll get to understand what you say. Thank you so much, Tepo. Listening to Live FM in the Northwest. By the way, other contributors in the Northwest will be Moretele Community Radio, Mahikeng FM, Ahanang FM, Rato, Mabatu, as well as Letlhabile. Let's go. Fatima is back from Cape Town. Fatima. Hello, Fatima.
Hello, can I stream anonymous, please?
Oh, it's anonymous. All right. Yeah. Hello, anonymous.
Hi.
Yes, you can continue, ma'am.
Yes, okay, thank you. I had an accident, right? And the people wouldn't pay me. So I actually went to and fro. I am an elderly person. And I've been to the small claims court, and I have served the papers on her. And then the dad called me to say I must stop harassing the daughter, right? But I didn't harass her. I just wanted to know where I stand with him. Because I need my calf fixed. I need to be at the hospital at some times. And then I went to the small claims court just yesterday, and then they said I must come back on the 7th. Because they didn't pitch up because they don't want to sign the papers and everything. So I just want to know what is my next port of call and how much is it going to be if the sheriff goes there.
All right. Thank you so much, Anonymous.
Thank you.
All righty. Thank you so much to Anonymous calling from the Western Cape and specifically in Cape Town where there's Radio 786, Gamkaland, Namakwaland, Zibonele, Helderberg, Overberg, Atlantis, Eden, KC, as well as Voice of the Cape and Wild Coast. Ntate Ntsibande.
All right. Ntate wa Blackstop, the first caller.
Yes.
First, with regard to the last question, what happens if motho tla o patela 100 rand or 10 rand per month? What normally happens, we look at the persons, we do the financial inquiry to ascertain hore motho o ga ana di assets if the person is not working.
Yes.
And then thereafter we determine the appropriate amount e tshwanetseng hore a ipatele. It's itlwaelehile hore motho a fitle ko khoto a re ke tla o patela 100 rand per month. Let's say o gona le claim ya 15,000. And the normal question we normally ask hore how re o tla patela 100 rand per month. Have you checked ko gore yo nka mengwage mekae gore o fitlhelle that 15,000? So you must consider that gore yo tseya mengwage mentsi. So we don't normally allow it. We do the financial inquiry. If the person ona le di assets, we can send the matter for section 65, which is the normal civil court where the court may even make a garnishing order if the person is working. Now, mo putsong ya mathomo ya gore lebotana, I didn't get you gore go diragetseng ga le ya ko court. Whether the way outcomes, I didn't get there.
But maybe if I put something to it, because that wall happens to be a wall that demarcates Umakelwane's house and Tsepo's house. Yeah. So it happens to be a common property. Now, it got to be bumped by someone, which Tsepo is claiming is not him. And basically the argument was that I cannot pay for something I don't know about. And the guy says, but I know for a fact that it's you. But now when he went to court, he didn't have all these requirements that you are talking about, that in Ntsibande, where you need to be having, say, a picture of the water. You need to be very sure that the person that you're accusing is him.
Yes.
The thing, Yoguti, what are the quotations of fixing that wall? So those were the things that actually got to a what is this? Where they do not agree on the terms. Yes. So basically, that's what happened over there. And he's saying How do you work it out now? Because he's suggesting that, look, you cannot accuse me of something I didn't do, but what I can do is that we're sharing the wall, let's share the costs.
Yeah, if the other person is denying the claim, then the law says whoever alleges must prove. So you need to prove. You either have to bring the witnesses if someone have saw the incident so that it can be the witness. But if it's one-on-one, then the commissioner has to determine on what we call the credibility, on who presented the case much more better than the other. You see?
But now I can tell you very well, Tepo works for a radio station. The next door probably is somebody who works with hands. That in itself, Mosotho Stone is a broadcaster. Now, he is arguing this thing against somebody who lays bricks, somebody who does not use verbal communication on a daily basis like I am. Don't I stand a better chance?
No, it always depends. It always depends on how you present your case. The truth will always be the truth. And what we normally say is that if you are lying, you have a problem of remembering what lies did you say. So you will be caught up in the act during that testimony. How clever you can be, you will be caught up. So because the truth will never change, will remain there.
It's all that.
Yes.
That's how it is. All right. Thank you so very much. And now Fatima came up with a few of hers.
All right. With regard to the question from Fatima.
It's not Fatima, sorry.
Anonymous.
It's just anonymous, yeah.
Yes. Is that the cost of the sheriff depends on area to area. And then once you prove your claim, and then the cost that you have paid to the sheriff will be also be added to the amount that the other party has to pay. So they are always, you will be received. The sheriff will normally go to serve the document once or twice. If the person cannot be found, he will return the documents and say you must trace the persons, and or if you can go and point out the person, then you accompany the sheriff. But whether the sheriff goes there 2 or 3 times and you pay for that, those costs, as long as you present your receipt at the court, the other party will be liable to pay that.
Oh, so you have to be dead first before to prove that you've died. That's sort of kind of like,
yes.
All right, that's the principle. Basically, I'm not meaning it literally, but yeah, that's the scenario I wanted to give you. Parko from Aliwal North in the Eastern Cape. Morenak.
Molweni kunjani ba?
Ndiyaphila kunjani tata?
Hayi nami ndiyaphila apha Alvani nguphatho.
Kuhle tata.
Masibulele napha kutata ucommissioner.
Oh yes. Sir.
Umbuzo wami wokuqala. Ngifuna uqonda mina ne. Ngelixa kuthethwa nge-small claim court ne. Xa lo muntu lona mhlambi uvulela mina into yokuba masithi ngengulebu uthi mina ndiyamtyala lo amount le yathi ndimtyala yona. Niqinisekisa kanjani ukuba loo nto le yinyani ngoba akho nto ibhalwe phansi yinto ebesivulelele ngayo sisobabini qha. Umbuzo wami wesibini ngifuna uqonda kukho abantu abasebenza emakhitshini okanye apha ezindlini ezilokishini. Umama uyasebenza phana axabane nalo muntu omqashile ucela ukuthi hamba angizokunika nalo mali leyo. Akanalwazi umama ukuthi uzawuncedakala phi. Xa epolice station uzawuchazela ukuba hambani nisombulula le nto leyo. And then umbuzo wami wokugqibela, i-department iyakwazi ukuthi ihambe iye apha ku-rural areas ifundise abantu ukuba i-small claim court isebenza njani na, ngoba ngabantu abafundileyo qha abayazi i-small claim court. Abantu baselalini naseplasini abayazi mix ne-small claim court.
Thank you so very much, Patko and Takalani FM, which you find on 98.2. 98.2 in the Eastern Cape area of Aliwal North. And also, partakers in the Eastern Cape is Kanya Radio on 106.1 FM, Ngubela Radio 97.0 FM, Vukani Community Radio on 90.6 FM, as well as, it's 90.6 FM to 99.9 FM, as well as Link FM on 97.1 and Fort on 88.2. Uba Patko is asking basically what I was asking Ntsibande, to say word of mouth versus facts. That must be something very difficult to prove, Ntsibande.
Yes, indeed so. If I take that thing further, if we are friends together, sitting together, and then I say, borrow me 50 rand.
As well.
And then you give me. Tomorrow I said,
and that's loot.
You see, that is a very difficult to prove. So, what we advise people to do, if you cannot write it down, whatever the agreement is, if you have a cell phone, record whatever the conversation is. That will serve as a proof next time, because if you don't have any witnesses, you don't have any proof, and this thing happen against both of you, then it's very difficult if there are no witnesses.
Yes.
Now, with regard to the second question,
uncontracted workers, let's just put it generally like that. Abu Mama, domestic workers, garden people, and those uncontracted workers basically who don't work for big money.
Yes. There should be a agreement between the two, because first of all, you take it this way. If umama uzosebenza emzini wami, I need to know information ngaye. I need to know ukuthi uhlalaphi and all these things.
Yes.
That it shows ukuthi we have a trust together. So now that it helps ukuthi lo mama uma angi signisa something, I need a copy. That will serve as a proof yokuthi what type of the agreement is entering. Because other domestic workers are protected in terms of the Domestic Act, which allows a minimum wage to the domestic workers, and then if the person is dismissed, then it can approach the labor or the CCMA for the relief. But now, in case umama uzakaiwani ngeviki uwashini with the agreement ukuthi ngizaknika 100 rand, yes, you can bring that person to court.
0800-142-446. That voice that you're hearing in Tate Ntsibande, Tate Zakhele Ntsibande, coming from the small claims court. And tonight with the crew, welcome back Samona and Bralinda, as well as Noni on your telephone. So if you hear a squeaky voice on the other side of the phone and you hear this baritone on this side of the voice, so don't be surprised. Speak to her. She will put you through to me. 0800-142-446. And if you're using your cell phone as well, please, by all means, do call. Yes. Please, by all means, do call. And then Unoni is going to call you back. Save you your airtime. All right. Okay. Let's go to Twitter messages. Ukele on Twitter is saying, does small claims court have to be in the defendant's residential area? Now we're talking those jurisdictions and stuff.
Yes, the jurisdiction should be, the claim must be instituted where the defendant stays or where he works. Other than that, if the claim involves property, then the court that the property is situated must be a court that has jurisdiction. And then if it's with regard to the motor car accident, it should be where the accident took place. Yes.
All right. And another one on Twitter is from Kolani Ngwegazi, who's saying, do I have to bring documents to prove that someone owes me money? I think we have talked about that, but it's a matter of repetition.
Yes, if you have a document, that's what we insist, because the documents are part of the evidence. They're part of proving your case. If you have the documents, you have to bring it so that it can be used as your evidence. And that will simplify the process, because once the document is there, then the burden is on the defendant now to prove that the document does not exist or the document is not genuine.
All right. The keyboard is about to get some smoke because someone is busy punching on it big time. Over and over and over. And okay, if you still want to get your Twitter through, you can do it at DOJCD_ZA. At DOJCD_ZA. And otherwise, Facebook is there as well. The Department of Justice and Constitutional Development, in brackets, DOJNCD. All right, let's go till Lekwa in the VAR. Abutideni.
Khotso magana be ke re dumedise le phele le tsena.
Khotso morena re phela hantle monate re ka utlwa wena.
Ke phile ka meta khabana o gang ha mo.
Ha re thabile ka nnete.
Ke bua tse jalo ka nye ka monate ba mo kalla.
Ndati.
Ibe ke go baneng o tshwanela go tla o ipatela batho ha o ya khotsomane ngwana ka mana ka le go tsenela ba dinyo le nyana o re mang o go tla ka o tshwanela go ipatela o bula ka ha ida sebetsa o sebetsa ka bontse no ka o fela o tla o kgona go o mo bulele ntse jalo ka motho ke motho ya ka mo ke le ka mo ba ba da dirasa go motho ya ka ke ra ha ke itse o motho no go dira ka ke motho ya sala go se motho a dira ma ha o ya ngola dirasa ha bo mono ka ba ha e motho o se mo dira hape hore na ke ba ka na go ka ha ke e tla de motho ang kolota ka 20 nanga ka 2017 ka re mbulela case na and then hape hore na o ka bulela motho a le fetang a le mo ha ke re mo ngwana ngolota ka 2016 ka January mo ngolota 2017 December na nka khona hore ke ba kopanye ka o fela batho ba ngolota ke ba itse mo lo gona hore na tšhelete le tota le ba lla ka o fela hore yo hang kolota 2000 mang kolota 10000 se bitso hore ka o fela ke tswe ka mo kapa ke ka di tsufa papana jalo na and then ha ile nna he ke bono ha ikida ke a thabela tsia ka soleno mo na ke a khona re ke etse athili na le go tele le nyane la dineo hape lore na nka tshwarwa kapa motho ile mo a ka tshwarwa a iswa tongkong ka baka la hore ha go no rata imatanya le tsia ka soleno kapa ha o motho a sa patala ha ona le letho le tseng ka tsaletse ya o ketela ke le nne ka utlwantso o thukanetse nako ke nako tsa bo 5 o ya kwana ka o fela mo tseleng o tshwara dineo na nyewe ha ona tse di tshwara motsere tse tsa busitsela kapa go etsala tswa mbone he
Abuti deni kutlule hantle haholo a ke tsebe hore mhlomong tate Ntsibande, do you want to follow up anything before Denny drops?
No, it's fine.
All right. Morana Denny re le buile haholo a ke ndate.
Ke le buile haholo go ntate ke mametse ke le ka tsare e na tsenka mona tsilung ke maphato me tsileng ke sa ke le teng.
Ho le kwa 91.0 FM.
We never handle that la o fa ka nnete ke utlwa.
Morenaka. Ke le buile. All right. Ntate Ntsibande
ke a leboga ntate mo issuing ya address yes o tshwanetse go fa address but if a o tsebe address ya motho empa o tseba motho mo a dulang teng you can have the sheriff or maphodisa ba be le wena gore ba ise makwalo ao go na le dipleke tse ntši di informal settlement commission mo snang di address so ka tsela eo the sheriff bona as long as wena o ka gona go ba supetsa gore motho o nna mo o tsamale sheriff or maphodisa then ba ilo mo fa dipampiri tseo so address a se bothata and then mabapilo gore go claima go na le nako e beetsweng you have to claim within 3 years. If go fetsa 3 years also motho o kolota also institute claim then re claim ya how ya prescribe. How fitile 3 years then o ka se tlholo gutla ore o tlo claim hape.
So anybody who actually owes you ka 2014 and actually started owing you ka July, they basically forfeited in terms of the small claims court?
Not really. O khona go revive if for example there's evidence hore motho u kolotile ka 2014 and then in 2015 waya mo yena e monna gante wa sampatele ing then ya revive. It's same like how receiver the accounts every month aba botsa hore skoloto o tshwanetse o patela skoloto se so that ka semolao re they place you in mora o sure ba revive skoloto as long as umu reminder then e gona go extend a period ya 3 years.
So it's back to square one every time you go to that person and say emuna kantu ntibetse braya. All right, so the 3 years does not necessarily say you owed me ka July 2014, today is the 2nd of November 2017, so awuna I claim. All right.
And then more questioning ya hore o kolota ke batho ba bantshi o ka ba joiner together. No, each and every case must be dealt on its own. So if batho bao ba o kolota o mongwe le o mongwe o tshwanetse o mirela di summons tsa hae.
And then can you appeal if you're not satisfied? That's one of the questions.
No. Go small claims auna appeal because small claims is not a court of record. Now auna appeal but hona le di grounds tse re di bitsang hore go review the case, and then those grounds they are very limited. O ka ba le case or your review ko high court if for example auna jurisdiction, if for example o ile ko court ya Frenaching.
Yes.
And then claim hanti kyako Joburg.
Yes.
So nisna jurisdiction that court, then it automatically goes for review.
Okay.
Or if you can prove it, hore the commissioner is corrupt or was biased mo conducting the proceedings, then you can also review. And then if you also can prove that there was gross irregularity with regard to the conduct of the other commissioner, you can also review. But if you are just not satisfied, the commissioner will claim or auna claim, and then afamabaka, you cannot appeal against that.
You cannot say marmunong kalfuta o mar wezi mtakoki mone the other time na bulala le daimano mongware. Yeah, vele kam kola the wrong as mobadili. Say you come saying that.
So if you can prove it that the commissioner has done so, yes, it's irregularity. Yes.
All right. Tembi and Tab, I'm coming back to you just now. This last question of saying what happens if the person does not pay after the court order has been issued. What do you do now?
Now, if the person does not pay, then the proceedings are converted to a civil court in terms of section 65 of the magistrates court. Then the civil court, the normal court Montiari, will take the course from there to determine the court may order that a person, if he's working, that it can be garnished, or that some of his properties can be attached so that can sell those properties. But with regard to motokotlo romelo tronkong, no.
So it's basically offenses that you cannot actually go to jail for.
Yes, you cannot go to jail for. And then there was also a question or why di baga 5.
Yes.
It's meant
yes.
It's meant to hore batu hababo wa merekong ba khono attend a court, that's why. But there are instances where raditwara montsher, let's say for example, where we know hore the parties maybe ke meomogolo ke koko aga se khono tla boshiu or ke motho a tlang go gole, then we make those special arrangement.
All right. 0800-142-446, 0800-142-446. And let's go to Bram Fisher and speak to Tembi. Hello, Tembi.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm alright, how are you?
All right, ma'am.
Hello, how are you?
I'm fine. Speak to us, Tembi.
Okay, now this is my story, ne? I'm listening through Rainbow FM.
All right.
Okay, my thing is, there was a lady, she actually we were looking for a house, and then she sold us this house, and then we paid her. She wanted about 80,000 or whatever. We gave her 40,000, which is what she wanted. But then before the deal could fall through, she said no, the house actually belonged to their parents, and now the brother is refusing to. So now she must give us back our money.
And the money is already gone at that time.
We'd already given her the 40,000. She paid us back the 30,000 in cash. We had transferred into her account. She pays us 30,000 back, and then the 10,000 gives us a runaround. She doesn't have money. She used it to pay whatever. A year goes by. Second year, finally we take a small claim. Okay, they give us the letter that she must go and deliver to a house. First, she doesn't open for us, and then we go with the police. Okay, we give her the letter, we go to court. When we get to court, the lady, okay, we lay our case, and then when it's her turn, she says she has never, ever in her life seen us. She says, she's just been seeing me and my husband coming by her house, and she's been scared because she just separated from her partner and all that, so she was not sure what's happening. And then she's never seen. We show there was an agreement that we wrote in affidavit that we did together, which we are getting into this arrangement.
Yes.
He says, you know what, Mina, I've never seen that. They say signature. She says, that's not my signature. They say ID number. She says, I lost my ID number a while back. Maybe somebody found it. Maybe they used it. Then the judge, I don't know if they call the judge, but then he says, we must get what's that handwriting specialist that will identify the handwriting and the signatures and even the money that went into her account. She says, well, even if it went there, I never saw it. And apparently we were supposed to apply for another thing to get the court to say that the bank must prove that the money came in and all of those things. So it was a mess. But what I don't understand is what happens when somebody just says he has been like with us, because we were shocked. I've never seen these people when they deny everything. And the problem is now the court says we must prove that she's lying. So I don't understand that, because
yes.
Because I felt like honestly I felt that the court did nothing good when I prove why are these people back together again. So I just want to understand in such cases what would you do?
All right. Is there something before Tembi leaves that you might? All right. Thank you, Tembi, so much.
All right, Tembi.
All right. Thank you.
I don't understand the reaction of the commissioner, because basically you've got a proof. The fact that you deposited the money to her account,
that's proof enough.
That's proof enough. In other words, the blame shifts from you to her to now explain that the money that was deposited into her account, where did it go? Because if she says she does not know that money, then she should know. You see, so I don't understand. The commissioner should have awarded that in your favor. It doesn't need that you need to go to the handwriting specialist. Other than that, he should have instead converted the matter to a civil court, because it now becomes a complex. Because now the handwriting specialist normally will charge around 8,000 to 9,000, and then the bank, if you were to subpoena the bank will not be able to send a person after hours. Their legal officer must come during the day. So you should have either given an award based on the fact that the money was deposited in an account, and then the fact that she also returned 30,000. Why did she return 30,000 if she does not know you? So that is a sufficient evidence that the commissioner should have given an award in your favor for the 10,000.
All right. Now, what do you suggest she does? Because this is the situation that she's in right now.
Obviously, the commissioner has already expressed that he he or she will not grant an order unless they prove by the way of signature, the banks. I think the way is to ask the matter to be reverted to the civil court, and then you can get your attorneys and all the likes. And once you win the case, that person will be able to pay even the cost that you have incurred in securing the experts.
All right. If you have just joined us, welcome. Thank you for tuning in. This is the Small Claims Court. It's Let's Talk Justice, Living Your Rights, every Tuesday and every Thursday between 5:06 and 7:05. And thank you so much to the Gauteng radio stations, Lekwa, Eastwave, Impact, Josie FM, Eldos TUT, Rainbow on 90.7, and Peli, as well as VUT, Cosmo, Westbury, which is also called Kofifi, and the Val. Okay, we go into ZB, Korina Muni. Tabo?
Tobela Msut.
Tobela Mrana Kalega.
Arona Mgai.
Awa, Tabele Kwilandat.
Aha. Tabela Hotena, Rinishilin, that is Zakhele Gamuwe.
Awa, Lerna Litamisha Retabile can knit Morena Lane, Tate Zakhele Dume Zakran. All right.
Aha. To didn't shake about the Arabic in the Pitisho Kakero, Kitano, Pitisho way, the Kiri, the Marcelo, Martica, Tomagayo.
That.
Utlema Katanung Lemo to fail over Ukaya or company or Musumu, you call out Machilada, Babasio, to the Capasa 15,000 over Musho. Sumu pataki mashelenga mawe ba na wa musha ukaya wa lima katano le bona ga ba le musho ka mogwe ke putso ya ka ya pele e bua ke
okay
ya o bedi o ke batho ba ka ka ngba lo re ba lima o sanjo o na lo rona le age gore maybe go sena 18 years o ka tsona go dia di small claim court go ya ka molao sa Afrika borwa ba re go sena 18 ya o di le ke neng ke dintshi ga ke tsebe gona mowe ke nyaka go nore ba re fire le yona mo ge ye tate tene ke kola e butisha ya gore motho ge se tsa tsele le ko koto ke ne ba mmidike wena o kgona gore o kry tšhelete ga go ntla gore le tswele koto ka moka ga lenana so Muslim court wa kgona gore o kry a sanka tswela total ko koto wa kgona gore o kry masheleng ya ga gona ke tsona
tšeo wa ntate awa re leboga golo ntate ke nagana gore o mametse ZBFM ndati morenaka. Thank you so much. And moving right from Limpopo to KZN in Greytown, Jane. Hello, Jane. Sawubona, Jane. Dumela, Jane. Goeienaand, Jane. Nee, Jane kan nie praat, hy kan nie khuluma, hy kan nie talk. What do we do? Move on. Tate Ntsibande.
All right, ntate go Limpopo. Yes, o ka claima against the company, but the company yona cannot come to small claim court. I no claimer, but when you can bring the company. The only exception is that o ka se claim against the municipal or local government wa claima mo bona or government wa batlisa ko small claims.
Any government entity or just departments and municipalities, maybe the Premier's office or something?
Yes, you cannot.
You cannot. Any government entity.
Yes.
Get it on that one. Any government entity. That is like government.
Now, a person who tshwanetse claim is who tshwanetse abe over 18 years. If a person who under 18 years o tlo thusiwa ke guardian ya high.
All right.
And then the last question, if a person hardly go court, you need to provide a return of service, yako sheriff, a proving where the person was served with the summons, and then ufile at least not less than 20 days before the trial date, and then court it offer what we called default judgment, as long as you can prove that the summons were properly served. Yes.
All right, thank you so very much. Uvilagaz is calling from Komabatu. Wow, what a rainbow nation it is. If we still get people to call like that, I'm getting excited about it. Dumela ntate Vilagaz.
Dumela Rasto re Mosotho.
Le kae rra? You know what makes me so excited is that I am able to speak le Robuang, Sizulu, le Setswana, le tsotle ka mokgwa wa Tswana, and based somewhere in a Tswana speaking place. I just love it. Mo maikeng kwa etsuko. Re lebogile tle re Vilagaz.
Potso ke batlang go botsa re Ntsibande ka go ke small claim court le di khotla tsa setso ka tsa Setswana go re tlhela go khotleng le gore motho tshitse go khotleng small claim court di amana yang le magosi go ka ba ka telenteng yana
ke lebogile thata malome Vilagaz.
Thank
you so much. Mabatu FM based in Mabatu ko maikeng ga mmamosetsanyana. All right, 5 minutes to go. Ntsibande. Traditional courts, small claims courts. Is there synergy?
No. Hadi kopane. Listen. Hadi kopane.
Jaanong ga go ntse a utsitse mmidi, a utsitse pone, umbila from Kotsimong kwa. And now, is that a case for small court claims or for Gokosi?
It always depends gore ko tulong eo what is much appropriate. O kra gore maybe small claims court se ko gole but gona le khoshi e gonang gore tshwara le khotla ba sekise motho, then you can go to khoshi eo. But now the difference between the two gore ke enforcement ya di judgment. Small claims court judgment that thing is enforceable.
Yes.
And then inali hore o ka tswela pele ga yona le ha motho sa patele. But the moma hoshing is different.
But let me pick a gray area over there that Ntsibande. What chonchumbile mfana? Awutswa poni ke omshimane. Jwale they go to a very well groomed, well-recognized paramount chief, king. Then the king decides, no, give them 5 strokes, which contradicts some of the actual legalities of our constitution in South Africa. Isn't there going to be some contradiction of some kind that might end up going to court, actually, on a bigger scale?
Yes, it might end up.
Would you encourage them to do something like that?
No, I would encourage them to go to especially go Mahoshi. Because that is the problem. Order, is it enforceable or not? So order it has to be enforceable. And then if Hoshi decide that no, you'll get some strokes for that, it doesn't bring back what you want.
Yes.
You understand? So also that might end up the people involved by chargiwa ka the criminal offenses. We have a case where a certain chief in Eastern Cape, I think is it Dalinjawa?
Yes, yes,
yes. We actually now serving a sentence for giving orders for the people to go and assault or adapt or kidnap someone. You see, so that is the problem.
So those are kind of I'm glad you raised that one up because it gives more of a clear picture in terms of the limitations that our traditional leadership has in terms of the legal proceedings. Now, the last word from you, Ntsibande, let's just put it this way to say, Upadko was asking more about awareness and all those. It might not be your turf, but you have the information for that particular turf, which I'm thinking, when he was asking that, I was thinking of Ndate Victor Pala, as well as Samona Naidu and Nina as well. And put you into the picture. Do you normally, as the DOJ, do awareness on this kind of content as far as you're concerned?
No.
All right.
For us commissioners, we don't, because awareness, it's much more broad. It means now I'm based in Gauteng. I cannot go and promote something in Limpopo, for example, make awareness there. And making awareness, it also goes with the cost. So I think that is the duty of the Department of Justice. But as much as we're sitting here, as much as there's this program, that's part of the awareness, that to make people aware, because this goes exactly to community radio stations where people will have an access and hear as to what is happening in our country.
As we are speaking right now, we are spreading the word, Ntati. We are spreading the word. Although, I would also take it upon the department also to say, abanye abantu bafuna ukubona ngosi. Meaning, you have to be there in person. Because sometimes listening to radio while you're busy working on that big pot with some big upalishing apparat, it might actually distract you a little bit, because those who know how to stir upalish inside a big 3-foot pot, they understand the amount of energy that you need to put in there. And sometimes I hope that the department is listening basically to say somewhere, somehow, but otherwise, for more information, is there any contact number that you might want to share with us, Ntsibande?
Yes, I may be reached on the cell phone number, which is 073 183 0287.
Yes.
And on email is ntsibandeattorneys@gmail.com.
Otherwise, you can also find more information on www.justice.gov.za, and also keep following your Twitter if you have a Twitter handle. Keep following Twitter at DOJCD_ZA. Otherwise, you can just like them, like their Facebook page, the Department of Justice and Constitutional Development. This program is also available on www.youtube.com, and just look for Government ZA. Any last things that you might want to pick, Ntsibande, before we call it off?
Is to encourage people that they should use small claims court, because basically they are protected. It's not like taking the law into your own hands, but daily that you use the what is it?
Amandla.
Yes. Yes.
All right. Thank you so much. It's been great. It's been good, and it's been very informative. Thank you so very much for your listening, and thank you to all the radio stations that are taking part in this. South Africans, you got the best constitution in the world according to what we are hearing. So let it be best in practice. From me, Mosoto Stone, good night.